What's going on out there? Y'all already know I love the Keltec P32. This is just a tip for anybody that is deciding to buy this gun if you can find one. Currently, Keltec still makes this gun. There were other pistols that were similar to this that Keltec used to make. The Keltec PF9, P11. I think Keltec definitely doesn't make the P11 anymore, and they don't make the PF9, or the closer resemblant to this would be the P38T, which is a 380 version, which is slightly thicker just by a hair, not much. Okay, this video I just want to remind you guys, if you find one, whether it's new or used, there's something you gotta be meticulous with this gun when it comes to taking care of it, keeping it clean. As you can see, I oiled her up. I clean it every month. I put some Remington wipes across the slide. That's what you see there. That's just some oil that I rubbed across the slide. Guns that's of this type of metal, sometimes they're prone to rust because you're pulling them out, you're drawing them in and out of holsters, keeping them in your pocket, stuff like that. Now, another thing that's really important when you got a P32 is you gotta make sure the dust bunnies and stuff like that are not in this gun. Lots of dust can creep up in this area here because it's an open hammer design. Lots of dust and dirt can get up in here. Also, dirt can get into the railings as well. And if you don't clean it after a while, you'll notice that you'll have some lag when you rack the slide. That happened a few times in between cleanings. I'll notice that it'll kind of drag a little bit when I rack it a little bit. If I take the magazine out, or if it's I'll test it and see how it functions. Doesn't mean it won't fire, but you don't know. You don't want to get in a situation and then you have to use it, and then it jams up because you have a lot of gunk buildup. So that's one thing I will say about the P32 that might be like a flaw. Other pistols might suffer the same thing, but I noticed particularly with this one, maybe it's because I carry this one. This is like one of my carry guns. I don't really notice it with my bigger carry weapons though. But this one is the only carry weapon I got that has that kind of hammer. So this allows for a lot of dirt to get into the slide that's the only thing. I wish they made a striker fire that could have had this covered, you know what I'm saying? But that's one, I wouldn't say flaw, that's just one thing you got to watch out for. Just make sure, even if you don't shoot it much, keep it clean, keep it oiled. As far as like, it's not so much the oil, make sure you keep the dust bunnies out of it, man. Because this area right here is a high entry point for a lot of dust and particles and stuff to get into your slide, and it can more than likely affect your action. What I will do one day is I probably will retire. I'll probably carry a second pistol, let this one get gunked up again, and then take it to the range and see what happens to see if it still functions. I think it should still function, but that's just one of them things with me. I don't like taking chances like that. It has nothing to do with Keltec. It's just any gun. It doesn't matter what it is. If I'm carrying it, I pay very close attention to my carry weapons. Currently, I have 3 carry weapons, and every time I carry them, I make sure that they run. I don't care if it's a Smith & Wesson, Glock, Keltec, whatever. That take it, exercise her out, make sure she's running good, make sure there's no issues, because your carry weapon, that's what you got to depend on when you're outside. So you don't want nothing to go wrong, man. You got to make sure your carry guns run right, they have the right ammunition that runs in it, and that it's taken care of. And I had this gun for 2 years, and she's been reliable ever since I've owned her. Granted, I clean it every month or so, but I got a little lackadaisical with the cleaning, and I noticed that she started building up a lot of dust, and I started racking it back a little bit. I do this function test that I do. I pull the slide back and let it, not all the way, slightly back, and then it'll drag. Then I cleaned her. Now I pull it slightly back. She just moves just as smooth as she wants to be. So that's just a tip, man, for a lot of you P32 enthusiasts. If you're on your way to getting a P32, just keep that in mind. Keep her clean from those dust bunnies, man. Specifically the dust bunnies and the dirt that can build up in your gun. This is Rebel 9. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch y'all later.